This is tough. I didn't think I'd have to be the one to tell you this, Cam, because you have so many friends around you. We all love you.
One of them would tell me.
We all love you so much. You're such an important person to all of us. But you're a heavy breather.
It's the worst thing a person could be. It's funny you mentioned that because I went to the dentist and they got to do an x-ray of my face. So I got to see like my whole jaws and then I looked up. I'm like, is that my nose? They're like, yes, that's your nose. Like, oh, you fucking idiot. It's your face. Of course it's your nose. And I'm like, look at that. Like one of my nasal cavities is much smaller than the other. She's like, breathe for a second. And she's like, does this side feel a lot worse? I'm like, yeah. She's like, there you go. I'm like, should I get surgery? She's like, I don't know. I'm a fucking dental hygienist. Like, why would I know?
Continuing tonight on Two C's in a Pod. 96.7 on your...
Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's because we're 2 C's in a pod, just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com.
Well, let's not dilly dally here.
I don't mind dilly dallying. Cam, you've got a beer.
I got an ear.
You've got Cam, you've got an ear.
I got two.
I said beer.
Yeah, I got this episode is brought to you by Warsteiner. Das einzig Wort naturally brewed according to German purity law. Whoa, that's a statement on a beer can. Naturally brewed according to German purity law. That's something. And I don't know if we want to promote that. Welcome to 2 C's in a Pod, everyone, where your hosts are Cam LeClaire and Cam Osborne.
Cam, I still can't over that you were holding up a beer and then you thought I said ear. I still can't get over that. I'm stuck like 3 minutes ago.
Listen, a few things I know. Okay. I went back and listened to the show. I'm not a good listener. I know that for certain. Sometimes you'd start talking about something, and then I would go, yeah, sounds good, Cam, and then I'd move on to something else. Second thing, I don't know if I know how to speak properly, because I slur every second word, and I sound like I don't even know how to enunciate a damn word. So, to the listeners at home, I apologize. And third, it turns out I'm a loud breather.
Cam, I think it could really stem from... really from an early age. Yeah, I'm just the spelling of your last name alone would suggest that you don't know how words are said.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I've been thinking about that. Should I just tell people on phone calls my last name is Leclerc?
No, you should. No. Okay, what does it come up in? If you're driving and you have your Bluetooth on in your car, and then if you got a call from you, would it say Leclerc or would it say Leclaire?
On my phone, I'm like my technology doesn't allow for that.
Oh yeah, you doesn't have like when I have my Bluetooth. Also, if I have my headphones on and then I get a call, it'll say call from, blah blah blah.
No, mine doesn't do that. I'd assume it'd probably say
you have
Leclerc,
the model
though.
down. You have the model down.
We don't have much in the car.
The 3G.
I don't know what I have. Mine. I got two phones now because I got a work phone, and they also gave me an iPhone 10 today, which is pretty cool.
Oh wow! So you have an iPhone 10 is your work phone.
Yeah, which is go. I don't know if I told you this, but my last phone that they gave me, so they sent me an iPhone for my first day. It was an iPhone 8, I think. And I go to Staples to go get a case for it, to go get just some supplies because I only had a computer and a phone. And on the way, I get out of the car, phone slips off my lap, boom, right on the corner.
Smashed. Ooh, smashes. So you had this phone for a total of an hour and a half?
On maybe less. So I go ahead and think to myself, well, who cares? They'll never ask for it back until I quit. And at that point, whatever.
At that point, you've ran away with millions of dollars anyways, so there's no point. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't think much of it. I'm like, it's a crack in the screen. 2 weeks later, I get an email saying, hey, that phone we sent you, that's a loaner phone. We send that to everybody. So we're going to send you your real phone now. Send that one back, please.
So now you have to send back a destroyed iPhone 8.
I think I'm going to call the guy and just tell him I made a whoopsies, and if he wants me to go to the store and just get it fixed. He might be like, it's a loaner phone, who cares? Or he'll be like, that would be really nice of you. And I'll be like, that's
why
fair.
would they send you a loaner phone? That's like, you go to rent a car, and they're like, okay, we're not going to give you the car yet. We're going to give you another little car, and then in a couple weeks, we'll give you the big car.
I think the reason was that they weren't entirely ready for me to come on board. They were thinking, we want you to start immediately, but we don't have all that stuff for you to start immediately, so we'll send you a bunch of stuff, and that's not entirely what you're going to get in the end.
Makes sense.
So not a big deal. But yeah, now I might be out of like $100 for that. But that's okay.
Wow. Well, hey, bouncing around between free phones isn't that bad of a bounce to be on.
Well, the new thing is I didn't take the new phone out of the case because I said I'm not playing this game again. I will get a case for it before I take it out of the packaging, which I think is probably smart.
Probably a good idea. I don't care. And I don't care if Big Case is owned by Big Apple. That I don't care. I don't care. For all I know, Big Apple is owned by Big Case, and it's actually the case manufacturers who are really raking in the money.
Well, I don't know if there's unless there's a monopoly going on with Big Case. One thing I know is anytime you try and buy a new phone, they try and sell you the highest end case, and you're like, there's no way this little piece of plastic costs $80 when I can get it for $6 on Amazon a month later.
But I don't know, Cam. How many times has your phone been in such a predicament where, like, it's about to be run over by an ATV wheel?
Have you had your phone run over by an ATV?
No, but I need to be prepared for that level of protection because I don't know what my phone's going to be doing. But I want my phone to be ready for the lifestyle that I maybe wish that I'll have one day.
So you're hoping to be like in explosives underwater.
Exactly. In a MacGruber situation where I have to like stop a bomb, anything like that.
I heard about the other day. Apparently, fighter pilots keep their iPhones on them and can take pictures up there, which I just thought was really surprising because I just didn't think they carried their phones on them. But then you think about it, and you're like, of course they do.
Because everybody does. You would think. You would think there would be no cell service up there. I'm sure we're just one step away from Austin Matthews having a little, he has one of his AirPods in. Like while he gets to play the game, right? We're just one little thing away. Bluetooth could reach from the bench to, the opposite end of the ice.
The ref calls him over. He's like, sorry, I got my Bluetooth in.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, what'd you say? I got my AirPods in.
Coach is screaming at him. He's like, Coach, I told you, don't talk to me on my AirPods. I've been focusing. I'll come off when I want.
Coach, whatever the fuck your name is. Cam, as we move forward with the show, can we cover some stuff from last week?
Other than me being not able to speak and breathing like I'm an ape, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that's fine. Well, that's not a note that we receive often. That's just an assumed thing. But we did get some notes from last week. Notes. We got some notes. We got some notes. Notes. We got some notes. Cam, the other guy from Wham, what's his name? George Michael and
I don't know.
Andrew Ridgeley. Poor Andrew Ridgeley. So like, yeah, I guess he just wasn't as cute. He's definitely not as cute. If you look at like a photo, you're like, okay, I can see why only one of you took off. He's definitely the Garfunkel to George's Simon, but I don't know, that's that. And did it get an official review or official definition rather on what a new male is, Cam.
Oh,
Remember
good.
last week?
Great.
We're
I was
just
waiting on this.
thinking what it may have been. And by the way, this is the official word from the Oxford Dictionary. Of course, unfortunately, it is the direct competition of the Merriam-Webster dictionary people who have a long history here at the show. Not anymore because we're still empty studio. Kim Mitchell is pretty much what's keeping the lights on at this point. But I gotta say, a new male is someone who rejects sexist attitudes and the traditional male role in the context of domestic responsibilities and childcare, and who is caring, sensitive, and non-aggressive. So yeah, there we go. Pretty much exactly what we talk about. They have their new male face, their soy face.
Sounds like a pussy to me.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's just kind of like the kind of guy who's gonna get cucked.
Right. He's like, I respect women, and then he tries to buddy up with them for 7 years, and he's like, I've actually liked you this whole time. And then they're like, I thought we were friends, and he's like, oh, poor me. Aww. Life is hard.
Life is hard for a new male. Life
is hard for a new male. Did you look up the definition I wrote? It means I am an ally.
I'm sensitive. That's exactly
sensitive.
Right. Those are all the notes we have, though, Cam. I don't know who's getting these notes, by the way. We are in an empty studio. Everyone has abandoned their post, as it were, and the two captains of the ship are left to steer the course.
If you owned a ship, would you go down with it? Because I would not go down with my ship.
How big of a ship is it? Like, if it's a canoe, I'm probably bailing.
Let's say you put your own $50,000 into the ship.
And then it starts to go down. No. I think, no, because that's not, like, legendary enough. I think if I was the captain of the Titanic, while it's happening, you're probably thinking to yourself, this is going to be big for many years.
You think?
You're thinking to yourself, holy shit, this was supposed to be the unsinkable ship, and it's literally sinking. You're thinking to yourself, thousands of people are going to die. Maybe I would rather a death at sea than having to deal with all that. How do you get back to shore? And you're like, so I don't know what happened. I honestly don't know what happened. That would be tough. You know, if you go down with your own, like, yacht, then you're just kind of an idiot.
Yeah, I feel like a good point. If you're a captain of, like, a cargo vessel, no, just get off.
Or a cruise ship, yeah, you're going to jail, and you're going to jail if you somehow crash a cruise ship like into an iceberg. Of course, I don't know how all that works.
Whoopsies.
Yeah, how do you say big whoops on that? Didn't that happen in that movie Flight with Denzel Washington?
It was
it's like
93?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like he crash lands a ship after shit goes wrong, but then it turns out he was drunk when it happened, and then it becomes a whole thing. Yeah, good movie though.
I don't know that one.
Good movie though. Not like that imposter Sully Sullenberger though. Hot take. There you heard it. You heard it here first.
Oh, I missed the hot take on that one.
It's okay, Cam. You're probably going to have to go back and listen to the episode again or check out the mini episodes. 2C's minis. Coming out soon, Cam.
Are they?
Where you and I just kind of privately record just ourselves talking, and they kind of get released as little 2-minute chunks.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Well, this is news to me, I guess, because we don't have corporate meetings anymore because the corporate is far beyond on our ass, but now up our ass. We actually can't be affiliated with each other in person.
Yeah, Cam, I thought it'd be easier to just bug your car without your consent.
I'm okay with that.
Because, when it's difficult to get consent, it's easier to just go ahead and do it. Like, it's easier to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission.
That's what Blake Shelton said.
And when it comes to consent, that's, the way you got to play it, quite frankly.
Quite frankly. To be blunt, I think you're correct.
Aye, sir. So, Cam, you celebrated, I don't want to, play a little too much inside baseball or let the crowd.
Ooh, that's a great
fans-
saying. I don't fully understand it, but I love it.
The inside baseball.
Yeah, I don't exactly know what it means, but I do enjoy it.
It would mean like behind the scenes knowledge or something like that, or
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, things that things that would be. I don't know. We'll
Right.
we'll get a
But
better
people
definition
say
next
it's like
week.
not to be too much inside baseball, but they're talking about football, and you're like,
And
what
you're
has
like,
come with
what
this
does that
world?
even mean,
Yeah.
Cam? But you celebrated a birthday last week.
I did. I would hardly call it celebrating.
You would what would you call it then? Mourning?
Driving home from the cottage for 4 hours.
4 hours of driving, Cam. Of course,
4 hours
last
of
year,
driving.
the 2019 Cam's birthday party, one of the biggest and most talked about episodes in terms of canon ever.
Yeah, that was disappointing because I went back. Today is the 2020 recap of Two Season Pod, and funny enough, that didn't crack the list because it got released on the 28th of December last year. So,
Yeah, it would have been the week after your birthday party. So
yeah, and I would have loved to have a birthday party this year, but due to extenuating circumstances, the government says I'm not allowed to have birthday parties with people under the age of 30.
yeah.
So,
Thanks to Joseph Stalin and the rest of the communist brigade, you're not allowed to get a year older. That's pretty much what they're saying.
That'd be fun. So yeah, I still plan on doing that next year. Nice big basharoo, because you love having a good party, Love having a good party.
Of course, and the follow-up live episode of the podcast is always it's always something fun to do when we get all the people who aren't ever on the podcast. It's
Right.
something just
And
outside
they love hearing their own voice.
It's just outside of you and I for once. Remember to reach out to the show. Call in, twoceesinapod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
If I had a call right now, I would have taken it, but no one ever calls me anymore. I have 2 phones, still no one calls me.
2 phones, no one calls you. Of course, we do have the big phone with like the red lights on it that buzzes when someone's on line 1, but we have no secretary to kind of hop in. Sorry. Administrative assistant. Sorry, office administrator. I'm sorry. Not a secretary.
Let's get our new mail language out.
I'm a new male. I'm a new man.
New mail, new man. New mail, new man, new year.
New male, new man,
Ooh.
new year, Newman's mustard.
Newman's Millennia Party.
Newman's Millennium
Classic
Party.
episode.
Yeah, classic
Can't forget
Seinfeld
it.
episode. Great little round of word association we just did there, Cam.
Did
What were you gonna say there?
I was gonna say, did you go over your year? Did you think about what you did this year?
I thought about what I did last summer, of course.
Yeah. And?
Yeah, it was a big year for the podcast too. I mean, the bulk of our episodes were all in this 2020 chunk.
Yeah. I think we had several weeks off for sure. I don't really know how that happened because it feels like I'm just consistently doing this podcast every day.
Well, I think what happened was that just sort of like releasing schedules kind of changed around. So sometimes it would be like, before we kind of hit our consistent Monday release. You'll be hearing us on Monday the 28th, I think, is when this episode comes out. So we'd have we'd do like an episode on Tuesday and release it, and then we do an episode like next Thursday. So there'd be 8 days between that one. And sometimes it would be like the next Friday, or Monday, so 5 days between that one. So I don't know how we didn't end up with a show a week, but we
did. We vetoed 1 week for sure, and I don't remember why. I think we were doing something.
Because you were visiting your Uncle Vito. You said I have to veto this one.
Uncle Vito, I gotta visit Uncle Vito.
Classic Uncle Vito of the Italian American and film administration.
I've been thinking a lot about that recently because there's got to be. I kind of get where they're coming from. I think I originally reacted to it very poorly, but if you're an Italians and you wish people respected your culture more, and that movie comes out, you're like, we're not getting any street cred with this one.
You know, and guys like, we think about them like the greats, like Scorsese and Pesci and Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, but they're not really helping out the cause very much. They're the one taking all these roles.
Yeah, I love that movie. There's just so many good lines that I think about. It's one of the... I found myself referencing it recently, and no one really gets it. Like,
Probably
someone was
not.
talking about, this person's going to make a really stupid bet on this. Like, I'm going to watch them do this. And then I wanted to send them the gif of Lola when she goes, like, bet it all. Bet it all. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Then I'm like, that doesn't really ring a bell with anybody. Like, no one has that image of their mind of Lola Fish, played by Angelina Jolie, getting wide-eyed and telling Oscar, the fish played by Will Smith, to instead put all his money back into his debts to put it all on the racetrack.
Cam, and I couldn't have said it better than myself, even if it had been in the recap episode, which was just like 3 weeks ago or something. Not even that long ago.
Should we do a little recap of the year?
What you got? Lay it on me, please.
All right. Well, I think we had some pretty good highlights of the year. I was looking back on it, and I think we had pretty good improvement overall, just with quality, just with our intros, with our sponsors, with our layoffs. We got rid of some good people. Overall, we really improved the podcast.
The fact that we started getting sponsors was a huge improvement. Right off the bat. Right off the bat, it was big.
A couple of the movie reviews we did. See if you can name them all with me, Cam. First one was...
the first one was Batman.
Batman, correct. Second one was
Con Air.
Incorrect.
Oh, what was the second one? Second one was... Fuck, I forget.
It was the vampire movie. Till Dusk Till Dawn or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I forgot about that one. I did forget about that one.
That one was probably my favorite one of the year, because that one...
Okay.
It was so weird, but I enjoyed it because it was weird.
Right. The classic half bank robbing, half vampire movie.
Didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then next up, you're right, was Con Air. And last up was Shark Tale. So 4 great movie reviews. Expect us to be at Sunshine. What's that big movie thing they do every year?
Yeah, you had it right. Expect us to be at Sunshine Fest.
Sunshine Festival?
Yeah, we're playing at TIFF, which of course stands for the Toledo International Falafel Festival. So of course check us out in Toledo. Toledo, Ohio, famously known for their falafels.
Some other notes from the year. We had our big corporate retreat, which was a fan favorite. I heard some of the reviews I got back from that, there was too much yelling. And I think that's just a common theme in our office. So
too much yelling is the type of feedback that we love to hear. Of course, if you are looking for a career in the podcasting world, our bathrooms over here at Two Seasons Pod are equipped with state-of-the-art crying stalls. Which is very often overlooked as part of the things that we do for our employees. Of course, Cam, somewhere around the same time, somewhere around the corporate retreat, we were also awarded the Guinness World Record for working conditions that most closely resemble that of a Nike factory. And we're
proud of that.
And that's an honor that we can really hold above our heads and be thankful for.
Thank you to the governing body for that one. Some of the other highlights of the year, our ongoing joke of "fuck Ben Roethlisberger." There, I said it, or in terms of the meme, "fuck blank." There, I said it.
Yeah, that's that would be the meme of Two Seasons a Pod. It's like a photo of you looking all angry or something. And then just fuck, and then you put it in. Fuck Ben Roethlisberger. There, I said it.
Fuck Ben Roethlisberger. There, I said it.
There's really not much
And-
else to say about him. And I hope that young child who was very close by when I yelled that up in Manitoulin Island, I hope that kid remembers that day for the rest of his
Never
life,
forgets.
right? He comes with
Never
his
forgets.
he comes with his mother and his father to like a beautiful lighthouse on this beautiful pebble beach, clear, fresh water as far as the eyes can see, and then his mind was opened. Who knows? Before this, he might have been a Steelers fan.
Speaking of never forgets, let's jump into the top 5.
Here's a top 5. Here are 5 tips about things. 5 ways to. No, it's just a top 5.
Titles of the show, starting off with number 1, which resembles closely Never Forget, How Many Towers Fell?
Yes, how many towers fell? Some say I've met people who have said 0. It's truly the question that does it have an answer? I don't know. It certainly doesn't have a conclusion. I'll tell you that much.
I'll tell you, it was the 39th episode, Gobble Gobble. This week on Two Season Pod, we've got all the great conversation for the dinner table along with some games. Remember to reach out to us. Good episode. I think we went over some possible Thanksgiving traditions.
I think it was
remember.
topics of conversation around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Things that the crazy uncle always says.
Oh, that was it. It was the top 5 things your crazy uncle says at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was something to that effect, and mostly just politically driven things. I think my nomination for those were I saw on Facebook ...
Oh yeah, I think that one should have been number 1 on the list.
It was a little amendment towards the end of the episode. Yeah, that was a good one.
Next up on the list is, in brackets, don't smoke Next Blue.
I mean, what can I say about Next Blue cigarettes that hasn't been said already on this podcast about Next Blue cigarettes?
We all know the benefits of them. Downfalls of them.
They're
The smooth silkiness of their potential for enjoyment.
like they're
all we
almost
have to say.
healthy. They're almost healthy. Not quite, but almost.
That was episode number 10, and Cam desperately tries to attract a sponsor. We run down 5 people you see at the LCBO. Ooh, that was a good list. I like that one a lot. And liquor pouring from the top. Liquor is pouring from the taps. Don't know what that was in reference to. But I did really enjoy that list of the top 5 people. I think the number 1 guy was the guy who buys 2 Carlings.
Just 2 Carlings. What
Yeah.
a gross beer that was. I can't believe for years.
Carling?
we-
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to switch it up a little bit and see what... I've been thinking a lot about my trip to Europe recently, just because it's that time. Like, we left around this time last year.
Around this time of year, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been thinking a lot about that, and just like the tasty beer. So I've been buying a lot of German beers and Czech beers just to bring it back. And the fun thing is, you'd think they'd be expensive. They're a lot cheaper than Canadian beers.
Yeah, I guess, I'm not in the beer buying game anymore. I don't really
Oh, you're in the liquor game, yeah.
I'm on the liquor, Ran.
Well, sorry to hear that. Next up, number 9. I'm fucking Chris's brother.
Yes.
This one comes up is because there was a bro surgery going on, and I got to go watch it. Got to go in live, watch a knee and hip surgery happen, and we played some games, yada, 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 and is Cam fucking Chris's brother? Who knows? We'll never know the answer to that.
That was a huge moment, again, in terms of canon. I wonder if one of these episodes is the episode in which you discovered the meaning of the word.
Which one? I'm fucking Chris's brother?
Yeah, Cam, the meaning of that word. Come on. Canon! That was the word of the year, pretty much.
Oh, canon. Yes. Yeah. We're still trying to figure out the definition of it. But
We figured it out already, Cam.
yeah, I honestly, there's about once a week where I think to myself, what's the word that means ongoing story within a narrative? And I can't remember it.
I don't know what we should do. How do we make you believe? Or whatever it is.
I believe it. I just can't remember it. Number 2 on the list. Episode number 40. I've got things to do tonight, so let's get this thing moving. The Cam LeClaire story. Just an absolutely fantastic title. Definition, or the write-up on it was, we're back for another hot week and fuck Motorola. Yeah, we said it. There we go. Referencing the blank Motorola. There, we said it.
Or no, fuck blank. There, I said it.
Fuck blank. There, I said it. Yes. And apply to anything. Bring this up at Christmas for your friends. Bring this up at New Year's parties. Bring this up wherever. We play a lot of games, and Cam's got the top things your uncle says at Thanksgiving. Oh,
that was that one.
So you're off by one.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Any guesses for my favorite episode title for the year?
I've got an idea, I think, because I did look at a few also. I was going to say my biggest guess, or there were some good ones. But I was going to say it was the Super Hornio Brothers.
Ooh, that was a good one, but it was not on my list, actually.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to find which number it was here. But the title of it was, This Podcast is a Jacob's Ladder Situation.
This podcast is a Jacob's Ladder situation. Of course, classic. I believe that was actually one of the movie review podcast episode titles.
Oh, that was probably the one where we did the vampire movie. I can't remember. Again, can't remember what that was called.
Yeah, no, that was the Con Air episode. My mistake. That was the Con Air episode.
You're right. It was. And this podcast, the Jacob's Ladder Situation, our first official movie review. Oh, but that was the official movie.
That was
review.
the first official one because it kind of came.
Okay.
It came with a theme, and everything else, and in the play-by-play action.
Wow. You wouldn't have thought that title would have associated with the movie review.
And I think that's
Jacob's
and
Ladder.
that's part, and that's something that we can blame the marketing department for, quite frankly. Why they would market a Con Air episode while using the title of another film, Cam, reminiscent of you plugging things while we're talking about other things.
Right, like this beer I'm drinking, Warsteiner.
Warsteiner.
Germany. Brewed in Germany.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, that was my top 5. Did you have any other notes from the year?
Well, Cam, we're gonna go back to back on this one, like we're little boys masturbating in a sleeping bag. Because I've got a top 5 of my own, and this is actually the top 5 most viewed episodes in terms of YouTube searches. Of course, we're on all the audio platforms, Spotify, Stitcher Premium, Apple Podcasts, all of those sorts of things. And then, however, there also is a video component. It's not video. It's just the audio of the episode is on there, but it also uploads every week. So these are the 5 episodes based on views. Okay? It's coming to number 5. We have... Oh, wait. One sec. Coming in at number 5. Okay. There's a little... Yeah. Coming in number 5. And that's called a segue. Episode 15. Why? I have absolutely no idea. It was just another... episode. We talked about fat people flying and if they should pay more for their luggage because their clothes weigh more than skinny people clothes. I still think it's open for debate. Coming in at number 4. That video had 4 views on it. So not one of our best.
How many?
4 views. Not
1,000. 400,000 views.
4,000 views.
4,000
Or 1,004 views. Coming in at number 4. You already mentioned it. Episode 29. Fuck Ben Roethlisberger. There I said it.
I said it. Yes.
Garnering a lot of steam over here. Coming in at number 3. Episode 28. The Super Hornio Brothers. It had 15 views. Which is great. Coming in at number 2. With 34 views this year. Episode 16. Little Boys Underwear. I guess when you search, if you're let's say if you were to search into YouTube the words "little boys' underwear" beside each other, it comes up. But of course, this is where episode 16 is big for us because it is where we solidified ourselves as 98.7 on the dial. We got that
On the
FM
dial.
frequency
Locked in.
Coming in at number 1 with 1,110 views. Episode 11, All Sperm, No Semen.
Why?
Because if you type in words similar to sperm and semen on YouTube, or maybe if you typed in the word sperm and semen in, this episode's going to come up, of course. It is episode 11, where we had another listener email, of course. If you are at all curious about who contacted us on this day, it was a big fan of the show, Alicia Al-Gaddafi.
Ooh.
We recall who she is. She generated a very generous donation of $27.5 million.
Thank you very much, Felicia Saytoni.
No, Alicia Al-Gaddafi.
Oh, it's all the same.
Yeah, of course, donated $27.5 million to, of course, Cam, our piggy bank, just to run people down who may not have heard. Our piggy bank, we have a large porcelain pig with his pants pulled around his bottom, pants pulled around his ankles, exposing his bottom, making him bottomless. And that's what we heard on that episode, Cam. If you type in the word sperm and semen on YouTube, you're going to find All Sperm, No Semen. The photo is you and I photoshopped in a James Bond type thing, where I'm James Bond and you're the sexy woman looking behind me.
Wow, I can't believe that garnered a lot of attention. I feel so blessed that a lot of people looking for something very separate look for that.
A little bit more news, or rather, if I may just keep recapping, I think it is important that we do talk about some of the charitable donations that we have gotten here on the podcast besides Alicia Al-Gaddafi. We did receive $1 million from Pauline Dennis from France. She has throat cancer and can only communicate through her written means. She donated 900 euros to our foundation, which is about $1,000, and her husband is dead. Next off, we want to thank Maureen Hinckley for donating $550,000 to the podcast for no reason. She didn't ask anything after us. We also want to thank Mohammed Saad, who donated $17 million to us after an oil businessman made him a fixed deposit in the bank. Then his whole family and his business partner died in a plane crash, leaving us to be the only people left. We also want to thank Dr. Lehman, if we can recall, gave us $22 million in U.S. funds for the benefit of both our families. And finally, we want to thank Miss Wright Anderson for the $18.5 million donation for no... she wants to give us the money, and we just had to give her our personal info. So there you go.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, want to thank all of those incredible donations here to the podcast.
Okay. Well, thanks to all the sponsors, thanks to all the donations, and thank you all for listening. The show's not over yet, so don't get
Jesus Christ, Cam! The whiteboard's behind me. I can't see. You scared the shit out of me. The show's done.
Don't worry.
Like, what?
The show's not over yet.
Thank God.
I thought we could go over. You didn't come up with any 2020 resolutions, did you?
No, I didn't come up with any 2019 ones. Or you mean like, did I come up with them at the beginning of this? At the beginning. No,
yeah.
I don't think I did, and I don't remember. I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think you did because I looked up the. Apparently, you didn't, based on our first conversation in 2020 last year. I said, "How did you not come up with anything?" And you had some rant about it.
That sounds about right.
So,
that sounds pretty on board, pretty on brand. Yeah.
I'll go over my 5, though, because these are 5 things I said I would do, and let's see if I did any of them. Read 5 books. So, there's a debate here. I did read 5, but then the question is, I also put 3. I did 3 that were audiobooks. Do those count?
I would say no, because your resolution was to read 5 books.
Okay, so let me double check to make sure I got 5 in here. Then I'm pretty sure I did. I think I did. If not, But the thing is, Cam, I can make this argument. I get that reading 5, or sorry, not reading. How can I put this? 3 audiobooks, I would say, is the equivalent of 1 real book. Is that fair to say?
No, because like it's like an amount of time thing. I think a lot of thing that comes with reading.
I put in a lot of time.
But I think I think one of the things that has to come into reading is detaching yourself from everything else, settling, and kind of like the process in which you go through. It's like similar to a meditation. You can't meditate while you're driving your car. You need to be in the fucking zone. And listening to something while you're driving, while you're shopping, I feel like it just kind of takes away a lot of the inherent romanticism that comes with reading on the couch with a cup of coffee.
Okay, fair enough. I just pulled up my list, and I actually did hit the 5.
That's great.
So, congratulations to Cam, and I just finished it like 2 weeks ago. So, first book was Operation Mincemeat. Second book was The Heart of the Sea, and that one was my favorite. Third was Endurance. That also was part of my favorite. Third one is a book about the jungle. I can't remember the name of it. And then the 5th one is Sapiens, and that was long. But I hit it. And then the 3 audiobooks I read were Malcolm Gladwell's Talking to Strangers, Nicholas Irving, The Reaper, which is a military thing, and then the Navy SEAL, SEAL Team 6 autobiography by the man who shot Osama bin Laden, which we still have not done a podcast on. I can't wait.
You cannot wait.
Total.
We have the hosts of the Joe Rogan Experience, who have agreed to be guests on that episode.
Can't wait. So we're taking that one off the list.
Good job.
Good job, Cam. I did great. You're a killer. Okay, tick that one off. Up next, we had join a cycling club. I'm going to say I didn't do that because of COVID.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple probably on here that, are going to be skewed.
So I'm taking that one off the list.
That's
Take
fair.
5 dance classes. Again,
that's fair.
COVID. Enroll in French classes. I didn't do that because I didn't want to take French.
Yeah, you could have done that online, I'm sure.
Could have done that. Just decided at some point when I had the opportunity, I said, I don't want to do this. I decided against this. So I'm going to say actively avoided this one. And 5th one was get a dog. And if any of you follow my girlfriend on social media, you'll know I have one. So
or follow the dog on social media.
2 out of 5. Now, 2 of those, I would say 2 out of 3, really.
Yeah, the French class was possible. You didn't achieve.
Other 2, not so much.
You got the dog, and you read the books. Yeah, the cycling and the dance class are really the only 2 that kind of didn't happen.
Okay.
That's not bad.
So, 2021, what do we got? Join a bike club.
Oh,
like
for
to
you,
do
right.
that.
Okay.
Learn dance. So I want to do like 5 dance classes again.
Okay.
Up in the total, reading 6 books. How many audiobooks should I put on this?
Well, and that's what I think. I think for the sake of this, an audiobook just doesn't count. So don't do audiobooks.
I can put audiobooks as a separate category.
Oh, a separate category. Well, that's just really like, how much time do you want to like not be listening to music or not be listening to a podcast?
Well, it's not how much time do I want. It's how much time am I allocating.
Well, okay, would you allocate like a drive to the grocery store to an audiobook?
I would, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just, I
Do a
don't know,
little
how
bit.
much, kind of think about all the time that you have
I'll do
to spend.
5. I'll do 5. So 6 books, 5 audiobooks. So that's a total of a lot of knowledge. And next up, interview a wrestler. We never did this last year.
You've wanted to do that. You've wanted to do this for years.
Yeah. This is my goal this year. I'm putting it on the list.
Well,
and
I mean,
finally,
it would have to come back for that to even be a possibility.
Yeah, we're hoping on that. We're praying on that. And last one, bicycle to Toronto. So I want to bike to Toronto.
That's cool.
There and back.
There and back in one day, or there
2 days. 2 days. There, get drunk, come back.
Perfect. That sounds like it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that could be a big year. So I got 5 things on there. Hopefully I can complete all 5. I wanted to put some other stuff on there, but they were kind of corny, so didn't really want to put them on there. All right, go ahead. What do you got?
Damn, we're not. Probably for the similar rant reason, I'm not gonna resolve myself, but I will tell you this. I've recently acquired 4 of the 5 Game of Thrones books.
Okay.
Okay, so I've given myself a little bit of a head start getting into it. I'm about 200 of 800 pages into the first book.
Okay.
Okay? I plan to read
Sorry. I thought you said that you got 4 of the 5, did you say?
Yeah, so I have 4 of the 5.
Okay,
they're
for
each,
some reason I thought you started with the second, but you started with the first.
You know what? As typically as you do in sort of like a chronological type franchise, I'm starting with the first. Call me crazy on this one, but I want to start with the first.
Call you
book.
crazy.
Yeah. It's pretty psychotic if you ask me. So I want to finish all those. They're like 800 to 1,000 pages each. I mean, I know, I've read about 200 pages of the first book, but I still have a couple thousand pages to go. So maybe I can throw that down, finish that franchise.
So you want to finish all 4?
I want to finish all 5. Yeah, like by the end of the year, I will have
written.
So you
need to acquire the 5th then.
Yeah, but that's the easy part. Buying the book is the easy part, Cam. Reading it, like completely, is the challenge of book owning.
Depends whether you have a lot of time or money, right? That's the question.
That's a good point. Oh my god, true. And secondly, I'm gonna say secondly and finally, just because I got a couple things. We're still gonna get out and play around a disc golf every week. We're gonna get out to play around a disc golf every week.
That's 52 weeks. You can't do that in the winter, and you're not going to. Be more realistic.
Yes, you can, and yes,
have
you will. And yes, I have been over the past month and a bit.
Here's what I would say to you, Cam. Don't pick 52 because then you don't leave yourself any opportunity for a week where you're too busy. I would suggest you pick 45.
No,
Play
I'm not.
45 games of disc golf.
I'm not picking a number. It's more of like a day. Like every day or every week, I pick a day and go.
You think you can do that, but sometimes you can't.
Oh, I can definitely do that.
All right, prove me wrong.
Well, I'm not going to count every single one. Want me to send you a photo? Want me to send you a photo every single week I go? No, because Cam, you're going to get me with a technicality or something, right? We're going to go back up to our corporate retreat next summer, and you're going to be like, hey, did you play a round of golf this week? And I'm like, no. And you're like, haha, you said you would. And I'll be like, but I'm up here.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Don't pick every week. You're going to run into one where you have something to do, and you're like, I can't play this week. That's why all my goals are pretty realistic. They're all things I'm pretty sure I could do. It's just, if I were to say I will do this every week, I probably won't because things get up in the way. If I were to say 40 out of 52 weeks a year, I'm like, yeah, that's more reasonable.
I don't know. Yeah, well, okay, then maybe I guess maybe my goal is outside of your grasp, but it's
Okay.
No, that's
Talk to me next year, big fella. Talk to me next year.
I will, and I'll probably have an update. It takes an hour. It's like it's less time to go grocery shopping. It's not a 7-hour event that takes up the entire day. You can do in the morning and come home for lunch.
Count them.
I'm not going to count them. I'm not going to count them. I'm just going to go every week. Because then what happens if I go 2 times a week? What if happens if I go twice in the same week?
Then you skip the next week if you want.
If I want. So, see, yours sounds way less fun. Because yours is about hitting a goal, like a target number. Mine is about, hey, it could be on Monday. Hey, it could be on Thursday. It doesn't matter. I'm going every week.
My point is, I think, and this is just a difference of opinions, Goals are only fun because they lead to achievement, and achievements are one of the best feelings you can have in life.
Well, Cam, maybe this is we'll have to go back and listen to the tapes, but maybe this was what my resolution rant was about last year, because maybe I made a resolution and then you just shit on me immediately. Like, no, that's not possible. That's not even possible. That's not even feasible. And then I'm like, okay, well, I didn't want to do this in the first place. And then you're like, no, not even possible.
Stupid.
See,
Right,
I don't know.
fair
We'd have to
enough.
go
Well,
back
maybe
and
I'll
check the
look back on
tapes.
that.
We'll have to go back and check the tapes to see what the reason was that caused the 2020 blowout, as it were.
Whatever. Well, let's not get at each other's throats just yet. We'll wait for our sleepover till that. Let's move on to final game we like to play before this year ends, and that is called Hio or No Hio, Headline or Asinine.
Hey, headline or asinine. Headline or asinine.
So, Cam, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was the last episode of the year.
Correct.
This is the last episode of the year, and almost serendipitously, or one could even say so, it is episode 50, the half-centennial David Robinson San Antonio Spurs.
Damn it, you got me.
And this was it, Cam, because, we've been talking, this time next year, depending on, sort of recording schedules and what may happen, maybe like a New Year's Eve episode or a New Year's episode could coincide with episode 100.
That would be fun if we could do it live, too, if the pandemic's not, like, a thing.
Somehow, if we could kind of work a schedule and, like, backtrack ourselves so that we make sure that episode 100 is either, like, the last episode of 2021 or the first episode of 2022. It's all possible. Okay, you're talking headline or asinine, Hio or no Hio.
I would like to say, first of all, my favorite number 50 is Tim Duncan.
TV, no. You mean David Robinson.
Call what you want. Go ahead.
Tim Duncan was number 21. I'm pretty sure, Cam, you know how this game is played. We have 3 headlines for each other. Sometimes they're real. Sometimes they are fake. But no matter what, they're always fun. Do you want me to go first?
You're going first, right? Yeah.
Sure, Cam. Headline or asinine? Man jailed for having sex with chickens while wife filmed, allowed to keep his chickens.
I couldn't hear that last part. Something.
Okay, sure. Man jailed for having sex with chickens while wife filmed, allowed to keep his chickens.
Oh, okay. Allowed to keep his chickens. Oof. I don't think you can keep your chickens in jail, but it might be a little bit of a Jacob's Ladder situation, as they say. Right,
which of course means... yeah.
It means that you're able to keep the chickens even though you're in jail because you retain property of them.
Right.
It's Jacob's Ladder-esque, I would say. It's not like right on the ball, but probably the best comparison we have.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say a headline because I don't think you could even come up with that.
You don't think I could come up with it, Cam? You don't think? Well, it's a headline. You were right. This happened in the UK, where Rehan Baig, who is 37 years old, was jailed for 3 years after he admitted to abusing chickens that he and his wife kept. When police raided his home, they also found home movies of him having sex with poultry and videos and photos of him sexually abusing children. As a part of the sentence, the judge ruled that he was never allowed to house another animal again. But earlier this week, the decision was actually overturned because in an appeal case, it was ruled that since he wasn't charged with animal cruelty, the court did not have the power to prohibit him from keeping any animal. he did admit to the charges of performing an act of penetration with his penis on the cloaca of a living animal.
All right, I think we should cut it off there.
Possessing extreme pornographic images and making indecent photographs of children. But when he gets out of jail, he'll be able to have chickens again.
It's a sad story.
You tried cutting me off? You tried cutting me off? You tried using the bleep button?
I don't want to hear about chickens getting fucked other than slaughterhouses. Am I right, fellas? All right, headliner asinine. Bad dog. Canine responsible for over 75 stolen Amazon packages.
Yeah, I would wonder how this would happen, you know? I mean, it would have to be like an area where, like, dogs are getting out, like, constantly. Because it's not like a cat, where a cat could kind of, like, jump around, you know, steal something and then kind of bring it back around or whatever. Like, a dog, how does a dog get to your front porch? That being said, though, who knows? People are shipping all sorts of stuff here around the holiday season. And there's probably a lot of goodies in there. A lot of shortbreads, a lot of ginger snacks going from house to house as home baking is something different this year. And dogs can smell that shit from a mile away. So that's a headline.
Yes, and I made it up.
Probably. Clearly, you've never had a dog eat a box before.
I've had a dog eat a box, but not 75 of them. I take them away after 2.
Wait, take away the dog or the box?
Both.
Cam, I got a second headline here for you. Here we go. Headliner asinine. Flight attendant says overweight passenger forced her to wipe his butt.
Overweight passenger, what was the last four?
Forced her to wipe his butt.
Oh. Man, I wonder if that was his fantasy or not. I think that's the real question. Is it requirement or is it like... Because apparently if you go to McDonald's, you can ask them to do anything in reason. So it might start off with like, would you mind grabbing me a little bit of extra ketchup for my McDonald's burger? They're like, no problem. And he's like, I dropped the ketchup. Could you pick it up? And they're like, okay. He's like, could you lick it off the floor? And they're like, you're pushing it, but okay. So... he forced her though. That's the only question. I think anyone there's like with dignity would just say no. Be like, yeah, we're gonna say no, and they'll be like, you have on your policy that you will respond to any reasonable request. I'm gonna say asinine.
Cam, that one's a headline here for you. This one comes off of Eva Air, which is a Taiwanese airline which only employs female flight attendants. This particular trip was on a flight from Los Angeles to Taipei, where a very overweight, estimated around 450 pounds, man was in a wheelchair and asked the flight attendants if they could help him use the bathroom. Initially, they said no, but helped him to the bathroom. And when he and then got asked, "Can you remove my pants for me?" Oof. And when they declined, he said or yelled out on the plane, "If you don't help me, I will shit on the floor. I will shit. I will shit. I tell you, I will shit on the floor." After the flight attendants didn't know what to do, he forced them to help him into the bathroom, remove his pants and his underwear. When a woman tried to get a towel to cover up his undercarriage while he shit, he said no and even refused to close the door while he did it, claiming that he wouldn't be able to breathe. And then afterwards, he refused to get out of the stall unless they wiped him. So they did. Reports from other passengers on the plane that he was quoted by saying, "Oh, deeper, that's the spot."
Did he actually say that?
Apparently, that's what they have
That's
reported
gross.
him saying. So the deal is there's a union which represents the flight attendants. And of course, this union has taken immediate action in suing this man and the airline for not properly vetting its passengers. They say this because the exact same man was accused of shitting in his pants on a flight on Eva Air in May of 2018. That's all we got for now. Charges are pending, I'm sure.
Sounds like one of our interns. Headliner asinine. New Year's kisses banned surrounding Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you got to presume that the New Year's kiss is a big deal. You know, you're not just doing it with anybody who you're just hooking up with. Or, kind of like any Tom, Dick, or Harry available that evening. You know, the New Year's Eve kiss is something special. So you presume if you're taking someone to the Eiffel Tower, it's going to be for special reasons. That being said, you think they would just more, like, ban the whole surrounding area? Just, like, block it all off so nobody can get in. And have, like, police officers, like, telling you to go on your way or something. Because it seems like just banning the kisses is, like, well, it's kind of like when you'd have, like, a sibling or something who would be, like, waving their hand in front of your face, and they're like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. It just sort of seems like, if, we're not kissing, we're allowed to be here, we're not kissing. It sounds good, though, so I'm going to give it a headline status.
Made that one up, too.
Yeah, that also sounds pretty dumb. But it's more fun to let you win sometimes, Cam.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you snooze.
Are you ready for the last headline of the day? Headliner asinine! Man tells 2 hikers he has COVID-19 and then spits on them for not wearing masks.
That's so weird. But I think people are just in such, like, I'm going to go ahead and assume it's in the States where people are so, like, 50-50 on wearing masks. And likely someone just got angry. And they were like, what if I had COVID? I have COVID. I have it. And then they just pulled up the biggest loogie they could, waited in a tree line, and then just dropped a bomb on them. Headline.
Cam, you're right. That's a headline. It's not as cool as that, though. There's no man hanging from the trees. The story's out of Massachusetts, where police are currently looking for a man who encountered 2 hikers who were not wearing masks and then spat at them several times. 2 hikers were going through the mountains there somewhere when a man came at them screaming that it was the law to wear masks and saying the hikers were being selfish and completely irresponsible before spitting at them. In the video that the hikers gave to police, this man is heard screaming out, "I have COVID! I have COVID! I've been tested positive." Police are still looking for this man, though. However, if found, the man could be charged with a misdemeanor charge of assault and a false threat of a biological agent, which is a felony. This is just a friendly reminder, though, that in the state of Massachusetts, face masks are required in all indoor and outdoor spaces, even when you can be 6 feet apart.
It's a sad world we're living in. I can say that much.
People spitting. I feel I'm scared spitting on the street sometimes. Now if I walk behind somebody who's just made a big vape cloud, I don't breathe it in anymore. I try to, like, dodge it. I'm thinking, hey man, vape somewhere else. I got to vape. I got to stand upwind from a vapor. That's a lot to think about.
Wouldn't it be downwind?
No, if I'm downwind, then I'm getting all the vape. But if I'm upwind, then
you're
his
vaping
air,
into their face.
Then I'm vaping into his face, yeah.
Headline Rasnine. Pornhub has now deleted 80% of its videos.
That's a lot of videos. 80% of 80% of a billion would still leave 200 million videos. So I guess maybe they just need to clean out their servers. They were like, okay, we got a lot of bullshit. We have a lot of we have a lot of stuff with too much focus on the guy. Maybe they just kind of like took a poll, like, hey guys, what should we get rid of? And so all the videos where they're wearing condoms, that's all gone. That's all gone. Because who needs condoms in porn? Come on, we know what's happening here, people. Right? So all the videos with condoms, those are all gone. They took down any video that has that weird angle that's all like balls and male ass. You know, like that one?
Oh, yeah. No one likes that.
Nobody likes that, so they took down every video with that like balls and male ass view. So who knows? Even just between those two kind of chunks, between condoms and that particular position, that could be 300 million videos right there. 90%. I mean, it's easy, and then it's easy to just kind of pick off from there. So that all sounds possible. I wonder. I'm very curious as to why. So I'm going to say that's a headline.
That is a headline, and it came after a New York Times report came out saying that they were failing to moderate their content properly, allowing some people to monetize a bunch of things that they shouldn't be monetizing. And then Visa and MasterCard came out and said they're not going to accept payments until the site, from the site until a proper investigation was done, leading Pornhub to then ban all unverified users from uploading any new content and deleting any content from unverified users, leading to a lot of sad young men.
Wow, but really, you're probably you're taking away all the crap, leaving only the good stuff, only the pros, only the people who should be making the money on the videos, hopefully.
Yeah, it's I think it's going to lead to a lot of traffic to other sites, but overall they're doing a good step forward in my opinion.
Yeah, why the hell not? Get all those 5s and like 7s and less.
That's right. That's I think that's what they were judging on. They had a full team of interns just heavily scrolling through videos and being like,
hundreds of millions of videos being. It's a 2. That's a 1. You know, all the fuggos out there.
Well, I think this comes to a conclusion. And do you have another one? No, you started. So
that was it. That was it. That was the entire game. That was Jesus Christ.
That's the show. That's the year. That's it.
That was the whole year. If we want to talk resolutions, Cam, I hope we can just, bring this show into the future and keep evolving and keep ourselves going strong. I mean, this show needs to record once a week, and that's a commitment all in of itself.
It is. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
oh, no.
We already got you yawning, folks. Thanks for listening for the whole year. Remember, you can find us everywhere. Rate, review, like, subscribe. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. Yeah, YouTube. If you give it a thumbs up and a watch on YouTube. So our algorithm isn't so weird with people searching sperm, semen, and cum pants, piss boy. All that sort of stuff.
And never forget, people, Elvis only won 3 Grammys. Again... I'll see you next week.
Take care, folks.
Continuing
Tonight on 2 C's in a Pod. 96.7 on your... Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's in a pod, because we're 2 C's in a pod, just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com.